Hey everyone, welcome! Today we're going on an adventure to Chile. It's a long, skinny country squeezed between the giant Andes Mountains and the huge Pacific Ocean. Chile has a super interesting history from the people who lived there a long, long time ago to today. Chile's story is all about being tough, changing with the times, and figuring out who they are as a country. We're going to explore all the important stuff that made Chile what it is today, from the super dry Atacama Desert way up north to the freezing glaciers of Patagonia down south. Chile's crazy geography has really shaped its people and what happened there. Being so far away from everything, with the Andes on one side and the Pacific on the other, helped create different cultures and a strong sense of being Chilean. Chile's story shows how tough people can be, how they can get through hard times, and how they can make their own future. Way before explorers from Europe showed up, lots of different groups of people lived in what we now call Chile. Up north, in the really dry Atacama Desert, the Atacameno people figured out how to grow food with clever watering systems and had their own special culture. Further south, in the nice valleys of central Chile, lived the Mapuche people. They were famous for being strong and independent and awesome horseback riders. The Mapuche had a complicated society and told amazing stories that are still around today. Down south, by the chilly waters of Patagonia, groups like the Chono, Alacalufe, and Yagan traveled the ocean in boats. Their lives depended on the sea. All these different groups, each with their own ways of doing things and what they believed, created the mix of cultures that makes Chile special today. When Spanish explorers came to Chile in the 1500s, everything changed. They wanted gold and silver. But the people who already lived there, especially the Mapuche in the south, fought back hard. Even though they fought bravely, Chile became part of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish changed a lot of things. They brought their language, their religion, and their own way of organizing society. They created big farms called haciendas, which pushed the native people off their land. But the Spanish never really beat the Mapuche, who kept fighting for their land for hundreds of years. Section 4. Fight for freedom, the cry for independence. Around the late 1700s and early 1800s, people all over Latin America wanted to be free from European rule. Chile was no different. Inspired by new ideas about freedom and angry at the Spanish, Chilean patriots started to fight for independence. On September 18, 1810, they announced they were forming their own government in Santiago. This started Chile's fight for freedom. It wasn't easy. There were fights within Chile and big battles against the Spanish army. Heroes like José Miguel Carrera, Bernardo O'Higgins, and Manuel Rodriguez led the fight and inspired people to keep going. After years of fighting, Chilean and Argentine soldiers, led by José de San Martin and Bernardo O'Higgins, beat the Spanish at the Battle of Chacabuco in 1817. Chile was finally free. Section 5. Modern Chile, a nation forged anew. After becoming independent, Chile had to figure out how to be its own country. The first few years were shaky. There were problems with the government and the economy. Then, in the 1800s, they discovered copper in the north, and that changed everything. Chile became a modern industrial country. The 1900s were a wild ride, with times of democracy and times of dictators. Chile had money problems, people protesting, and a really bad military government from 1973 to 1990. But Chile came out of that dark time stronger and more committed to democracy and human rights. Since becoming a democracy again in 1990, Chile has been peaceful, and its economy has grown. It's one of the richest countries in Latin America. Section 6. Conclusion, a legacy endures. Chile's story has had good times and bad times. From the people who lived there long ago to the modern democracy it is today, Chile has overcome a lot. Its amazing geography, its mix of cultures, and its tough past have made Chile what it is, a country of strong people, creative people, and people who love their country. As Chile looks to the future, it remembers what happened in the past. Chile shows us that even after really hard times, things can get better. Spanish Esquenawan, tierra de poetas y montañas narrador. Hola a todos. Bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a una aventura a Chile. Es un país largo y delgado, apretado entre las gigantescas montañas de los Andes y el inmenso océano Pacífico. Chile tiene una historia súper interesante. Desde la gente que vivió allí hace mucho, mucho tiempo hasta hoy, la historia de Chile se trata de ser fuerte, cambiar con los tiempos y descubrir quiénes son como país. Vamos a explorar todas las cosas importantes que hicieron de Chile lo que es hoy, desde el super seco desierto de Atacama en el norte, hasta los glaciares helados de la Patagonia en el sur. La increíble geografía de Chile realmente ha moldeado a su gente y lo que sucedió allí. Estar tan lejos de todo, con los Andes a un lado y el Pacífico al otro, ayudó a crear diferentes culturas y un fuerte sentido de ser chileno. La historia de Chile muestra lo fuerte que puede ser la gente, cómo puede superar los tiempos difíciles y cómo puede construir su propio futuro.